So here are the parts that I will use to make the torso of the Master Grade Epyon. And as you can see, this torso has been built already, and I painted it. Even though I said that I was not going to paint the whole thing, I ended up painting up the whole thing anyway. And I used a different type of color called RML Gray. Is that what it was? You know what? Hang on a second. Okay, here it is. RLM Gray. FX22. Even though it looks gray here and here, if you look at it clearly, it's a combination of gray and green. Reason why I chose this and not the German gray is because I ran out of German gray. So, yeah, I should get more. But I think, let's see how it looks on this one. So, with that being said, this one's already built, so we'll begin with this one. Then we put the yellow parts that I've painted. Whoops, the other way around. Which looks like that. And for those of you who are probably saying, why did I put the green sticker on that? I don't know, I just felt like it. So, get the clear part, put it in like that. And then we take this part here, snap it into place, like so. And then we take this, bring it right above it, and then we have the neck part, neck joint, which I think that has to go like that. So it looks like that. Surprisingly, this doesn't move, so be careful with this. Now we're going to take this part here, the front part, which remember this was blue, but now it's gunmetal. Then we take this part. There's a notch inside here, so slide it into place. So it looks like that. And then I think you gotta put this one on first. So slide this up here through the notches here. Okay. Then bring the back part of the armor, or the back armor, around. Let me see. There we go. Now I push that in a bit more. That's good. Now we take this. Hold on a second. I think I have to remove this. So, I think I have to put this one on first. Then this. Followed by this. Which of course was not a wise idea because there's a notch there. Yeah. Alright, now I understand. So the front armor goes first, then the bottom armor goes second, and then the back armor goes third. Remember that. Remember that sequence for those of you who gets this kit. So there, that's done. Then we have, put this to the side, and we have this little red part here, goes down like that. This red part goes supposedly goes over it. Oh, goes over here. Like so. This white trim part, which I did not paint. Didn't feel like painting this part yet because I was going to hand paint it with the markers or with the paint, white paint. There we go. This part here goes into place for the yellow. I did that. I think I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done. There it is. The torso of the Epyon is now complete, and it's very nice. Even the cops like it. Okay, well, let's move on to the next part. Alright, the next part of the build will be the head of the Epyon. And I've already did a little pre-preparing, of course, putting on the stickers on the eyes. It's been a while since I've painted the inside of the eyes like I used to. But I remember doing it on many of the previous kits, like the larger kits, which allows me to do that. This one's a little smaller and you can barely see with this. So didn't want to try this now. I'll say I'll leave it the way it is for now. So with that, you take this part, the red part from the face mask, put that here. Here's the other white part, which of course I'm going to put it on, but I'll remove it later on to paint. There we go. So it looks like that. Then I take this part, which I could have painted the same color as I did with the RLM gray, but considering that the head is going to be covered up, I think it really didn't matter. So put that here. Come on, get in there. There we go. So once that's done, we take. So you supposedly have to put this one on first. So that goes like that. And then we take the head, the side parts of the head. One goes there. Oh, I think I see the reason why this one needed to be painted. I could take it apart. Yeah, looking at the back, you'll see that the back part is not painted, but I'll take care of that. Let's just put these on, put these together, and then this part goes in here, like so. Then you have the red. Hang on a second. There we go. You have the red V-fin. Here we go. You got these little cheek fins or cheek wings. It goes like that. There we go. So there's the head. The head of the Epyon is now complete. Pretty nice. I have to admit that this is actually pretty nice looking head. Alright, let's move on to the next part. So the next part of the kit we're going to build is the arms. And for starters, we're going to begin with this guy, which has already been pre-painted. I'm going to remove this part from here because I got to prepare the stuff that goes around this. So we'll need this part. I'll go right here. And this one, which will go over here. Once that's done, get this lavender part, put it up at the front like that. Goes in nice and smooth. And then, remember these two? This one will go here. And this one will go here. You're not going to have any problems putting these two on incorrectly because you'll have a notch there. So that will go in like that, which is kind of cool. Once I put this one on here, good. And this part, which slides up on the top, I always thought this part was part of the foot, but I was wrong. There we go. So the shoulder is done. Now moving on to this. This is a bit tricky also, because you got to be very careful of the orientation and this part here. So with this, you have to make sure that I think you have to put it like this. Okay, you see this little nub in the back? This goes in the back armor, or the back of the arm. And make sure you slide it all the way in. Now once it's done, you flip this out. You take the yellow parts that I've already pre-done. One goes through there. Then you have this little small one here, which I don't know why Bandai decided to put these on, but these are the kind of like claw teeth that goes in. And then you want to close it up. And careful. There we go. Then fold it back in so it looks like that. But open it up a bit more because you're going to need to put this one on. And with this part, you want to make sure that this poly caps, the notches that's at the ends, are facing up, and then you push it down like so. So it goes in like that. Then bring this part around like that, so it looks like that. See? Now we're not done yet. We have this part here that will connect to this like so. Then we have this part here. I'll slide in like that. By the way, the bicep armor is actually, this part here is actually a secondary part, but I put it on already and painted it over, so I wasn't gonna paint two parts and then put it together. I might as well do it as one, and it came out pretty well. And then since this is the left arm, this goes here, and then finally the actual hand, which is of course a parts forming hand, so be careful. This goes right there. And there you have it. The arms of the Epyon are done. And very detailed. I'm definitely going to have to give it another pass with the Mr. Super Clear so that way I can seal up the paint. But so far how the paint contours with the hands and arms and everything else looks pretty well. So it came out pretty good. I like it. Alright, let's move on to the next part, which is the legs.